Akita here, so welcome to the VR channel. It's Friday and many things happened in VR this week, and of course we're here to talk about it. Because the FCC actually leaked a newer version of the Apple Vision Pro, while a lighter version actually got canned. Steam Link, one of the better streaming options, is arriving to more devices. Officially and unofficially, we have some Link PCVR improvements for the Quest in the PTC, and the first ends with the Meta display and the frack of the launch that they're having. That gets even worse if you need prescription lenses. Hey, there's more. Let's discover everything together in this video. Let's get into it. And talking about availability, this video is actually sponsored by Rocket and their Rocket glasses. I actually reviewed the Rocket smart glasses with the stereo waveguide screens in there on the channel, so you can check it out, because the campaign was fully funded on Kickstarter and will end October 10. Well, this will be like a last call to actually get on the wagon, as there are also some cool surprises as well. In fact, if you order right now, you will receive a charging pack plus the cable or the charging case worth $120, and Rocket is offering completely free ChatGPT 5 AI features on them, while the advanced usage-based functions like Microsoft Translation Online, AI audio transcription, and HUD navigation will come with 3 months of free access. Also, after the campaign, the price will go to $599 instead of $479 available right now. And this is the little comparison that they're showing with the Meta display. So yeah, I really like this. If you are into smart glasses right now, it's a great option to actually get in and get some AI features, camera, audio, calls in HUD that works. Pretty cool. So yeah, check them out in the description below. Alright, here we are. So let's start right away with the story about the Apple Vision Pro, this guy over here. At the latest conference, we were actually expecting to know something about the successor to the Apple Vision Pro that is almost 2 years old right now, but nothing really happened. But there's the new event where they're gonna unveil the new iPads in October that could be the key. And telling us about the new device was no one else than the FCC, making a certification for the new one. And this is very interesting because we were actually expecting a smaller headset than the one that we have today, so a new redesign. It was supposed to be the Apple Vision Pro Air, but from, again, a report from Mark Gurman, a Bloomberg analyst, turns out that the version was actually delayed and now is being canned. Instead, from what the FCC is telling us is that it looks exactly the same, and it will just have a newer radio that is made to actually communicate with home devices, and, well, that's the interesting part, an M5 chipset inside, and maybe a new strap. Why the claims of an M4 and M5 chipset are very interesting indeed? Well, because just the M4 had 50% more power for the GPU than the actual M2 that we have on the Apple Vision Pro, and over 4 times as powerful when it comes to the GPU, so graphics. Without even counting the neural engine that now is becoming more and more important, considering that every company is actually investing in AI right now. So yeah, while the real limitation of the Apple Vision Pro wasn't really the chipset, I think, but the app's availability and the use of it. This is a move that for sure is very, very appreciated, considering the Apple Vision Pro is actually made more for developers to create a platform than for consumers just yet. Even if they sell it to everyone, of course, for that little price. But this part is really in correlation with the other story about the fact that they canned a slimmer version of the Apple Vision Pro, prioritizing actually glasses. We know that right now with the Meta display, glasses are the big talk. It seems like that version that was considered to be smaller and using a less powerful chipset, the same that you will have on the phone instead of the M chipset that you will have on your MacBooks, for example, without the front screen that, to be honest, has never been used. It seems like they're focusing more on bringing next year their first pair of smart glasses, and that will be absolutely amazing considering the library that maybe they are creating directly with the Apple Vision Pro, and having the possibility to have a smaller, less powerful chipset for less resolution on a glasses small factor. I mean, it seems like a dream come true. And for sure something that will give a real competition to Meta that right now in the US for the consumer market is kind of by itself. And talking about Meta and the Meta Ray-Ban display, well, they just launched, kind of, because they already sold out in most of the places, and it's kind of impossible to get them right now. It's really a wreck of a launch, also because before they were letting people buy them without the demo. Right now they're asking people to do the demo to actually buy the glasses, and sometime after the demo maybe they can't even get the SKU of the glasses, the color that they want, and the size of the band that they want. So it's a very convoluted and very difficult system to understand right now. They actually made a blog post about it to explain everything that I think it gives away the fact that it's not that easy to get these things, and it's more complicated than what it should be. But they tell you to put down the place where you want to go, if there's a store around it, and there's not many around the US right now, by the way, then you have to book for an appointment, go to this appointment, do a demo with the glasses to test also the size of the band, for example, that comes in 3 different sizes, and to test if you're okay with a monocle display, because many people are not okay seeing things just from one eye. And after that, if they have availability, they're gonna be able to sell it to you for $800. Now, I don't really have an issue with the $800. I think with the neural band and the technology we have in the glasses, it's very reasonable. I actually expect Meta to lose some money out of every single one of those, but they're trying to get the market first as strong as possible to then, of course, create a dependency on their platform. Because the particular thing about these glasses, and we're seeing it with the first hands-on, by the way, I'm gonna leave some very good ones in the link below, is that you're pretty much locked to the Meta ecosystem. With WhatsApp, for example, the maps that are actually Meta maps, and you can't even use Google Maps. And one noticeable thing, the thing I talked about in one of my latest videos, is the fact that they are heavy. So it's kind of hard to keep them on the entire day without leaving big signs on the nose, for example. But I'm glad that we're seeing finally the interface of these glasses. Again, link below for his channel. That's absolutely amazing for the coverage that he's doing. And they seem very good and interesting. I'm trying to get a hold on them. But it's complicated right now. And the situation is even worse if you want prescription lenses, because the wait is till mid of November. By the way, also for the appointments right now, the first ones in New York, for example, are in November. The end of November is kind of crazy. But for the prescription, you're gonna have to wait more and pay more, up to $200 more for the prescription lenses. That can go to less 4 plus 4 for myopia. So in case you need more, you're out of luck. It's kind of weird that people would wear it the most. People that use glasses because they need it. A big demographic of it can't even use them. So. But for good news about Meta, on the new PTC on V81, if you use PCVR right now, you can launch your PCVR games directly from the Quest dashboard without going through the Link software on PC. They've been abandoned from very, very long, to be honest. So I think it's a big improvement, kind of unifying everything. If you have your Quest connected to your PC, the games that you have installed over there are gonna appear in your library. You can click on them, and after a splash screen, you're gonna get inside the game without even noticing that you're playing from the PC if you're using Airlink, for example. And that's pretty cool indeed. I don't know why it took so long to actually do it, but I think as usability, it's the creme of the creme. That is supposed to be French. And talking about PCVR, actually very cool news, because if you're using a Pico device or a Vive device, even one of the few of them with whatever, Valve just released officially Steam Link for those devices, and they also give the ability to other manufacturers that want to implement in their headsets to actually make a certification for the app. And for example, on the Play for Dream, you can already use it. They already made a beta about it, and it's super cool. It's free, of course. It works very well, and it's very integrated with the Steam library, of course. It's Steam. I didn't test it yet on the Pico, but on the Play for Dream, it works like a charm already. So I can wait to see Steam Link actually on the Steam frame of Valve Deckard, or how they want to call it, because that's going to happen. Well, ProTube actually made a little leak about the Steam frame. I don't know if they're just playing with the hype right now, but it's in the list for availability in February. Make it what you will. But anyway, guys, that was all for today. Are you excited for the newer version of the Apple Vision Pro? Were you actually hoping in a smaller version, or are you okay with them taking in a direction for glasses instead, like Meta is doing with the Meta display? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you liked the video, like. If you didn't like the video, dislike. Subscribe to the channel for more VR tech, and I see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.